Good evening. It's me, Larry, coming to you live from Stevie's room. Tonight's discussion is on lameness associated with fever. Let me first start by saying that when you see your cat lethargic and limping, the first thought you think is that it injured itself. It may not be a physical injury. And that is the most frustrating thing, especially if it might be even a mild injury coexisting with a fever. Like he may have injured himself because we are finding in this particular case that I was dealing with some sensitivity. So did he get hurt? A cat indoors can get hurt. It can make a jump. And get hurt. It can get into a fight with another cat and they swat each other simultaneously and get an abscess. None of these things had happened. A housekeeper could turn on the vacuum cleaner and scare it. I mean, we went the route of looking at the injury and then also took the temperature, and the cat had a fever. We gave it antibiotics. We thought that end of it was covered. Guess what? Needed stronger antibiotics. The fever went away, came back. And because he went in, now we were considering a CAT scan until the cat jumped up on the table. Again, this is the most frustrating thing. You have this limping cat and you think the cat is limping. But it's not. Temperature was 104. Stronger antibiotic. 3 days later, the cat is better. He's still on the antibiotic. He's not 100%, but he's better. He's no longer hiding. He's no longer deliberately not walking. He's no longer lethargic. He is improving. He started eating. The Onsior, which they gave him on the first round, and they did give him above the 3-dose limit. They gave him one shot at the vet clinic, which I think gets them. The side effect of the Onsior is it lowers the temperature. But the other side effect is if you use it too much, it causes other problems, and it should not be given more than the limit that, unless the veterinarian is supervising it, and even they hesitant to do it. It's not really, and yet, the cat's fever does drop. It also at the same time is anti-inflammatory. So if it has an injury, it sort of kills two birds with one stone, so to speak. I mean, if it's injured, it's going to feel better, and if it's sick, it's going to lower the temperature. So you still haven't pinpointed the exact cause. Which one is causing the biggest problem? Especially if there's no broken bones. If you got a broken bone now, that's the problem. But if there's no, what else could it be if it's not a broken bone? Well, it could be a slipped disc, rare in cats, more common in dogs. It could be a pinched nerve, rare again in cats, more common with dogs. Not impossible. Would I ever do spinal surgery on a cat? No. Unless the cat was paralyzed, and this would stop it from not becoming paralyzed, and this would somehow prevent it. I wouldn't even do it on a person myself. I have a friend who has back issues, that he knows he has back issues, and he's not doing surgery. They're not going to cut into his spine. So I would not do it, even if the vet says this is really the route we have to. I would try and wait it out, see if time will either slip it back into place. I even looked at cat chiropractors. I mean, I didn't rule out anything to make this cat feel better. He's in the video 8 and 7. 8 is the first cat. He's young. He's only a year old. He's a baby. Sweet as can be. And that's the thing. If you look at him in that chair, he's like smiling at you. Which makes it even more frustrating. But yet you pick him up and put him on the floor, and he'd walk a few steps and hide. I'd have to bring him his food. He would be hiding in a box in a corner in part of the house. I mean, like, he was clearly uncomfortable, but he wasn't going to be complaining about it, which is heartbreaking. Like, you really want him to get better. And cost was no option to me. I was ready to do anything necessary to make this cat get better. So it turned out that it ended up being associated with the fever. Now, what is the virus or the bacterial thing that is causing this? Well, I didn't ask the doctor, um, but I read feline calcivirus is one. There are some bacterial things that could cause it. What is it? I don't know. I do know the symptom, and it's not the only cat that I've had it, but it is the only cat that required a stronger antibiotic for it. Like most of the cats that had it, took the shot of Convenia or the Clavamox and got better within 5 days. And I've had about 3 or 4 over the 20 years that I've been doing this that get it. Again, well, we thought it was an injury. So this is something to just be aware of in case you have a cat that you think is injured, nothing is broken, and make sure you take the temperature. If one antibiotic didn't work, it might need a stronger antibiotic. Um, uh, the antibiotics that they gave, the first one was Convenia. 2 weeks later, he got more Convenia and the Orbax. Orbax is the one that's working for him. There's another one called Baytril that they use, and with this, um, you know, but they know I don't particularly like Baytril because I think 1 of 100 cats can go blind with a retinal detachment. Although extremely rare and very hyped up in the medical veterinary community, you know how when you see with medical with any kind of drug, they give you all the horrible side effects where you almost think that the illness is better than the medication. Um, but I felt comfortable with the Orbax, and it's working. Either way, it's going to need veterinary assistance, and this has to be done under the supervision of a vet. And it is very frustrating, and he is getting better, and I'm really happy. So if you see this happening in your house, this is how it played out for me with this one, which was the hardest one. In other cases, it did work quickly, the antibiotic, and and they stopped limping pretty quickly. Um, Now, what if they have both? Well, you do have to watch the injury too, but they're not going to hide. I mean, this was directly related to the illness, to the fever. Um, Thanks for listening. Be well.